If you've ever wondered why technical buyers take forever to make a decision on software purchases, here's the truth. There's a lot at stake. We're not just choosing software, we're making a bet on how it will fit into a complex, high stakes environment where the wrong choice can mean security gaps, system failures, or revenue loss. I know this because I've been on the buying side of these deals, both in large enterprises, signing seven-figure contracts with Akamai, Oracle, VMware, other companies. And I've been in startups and smaller businesses where purchases still had huge business impact. In every case, one thing was true. The evaluation process was slow because it was methodical and cautious. But it doesn't have to take forever if you understand how technical buyers actually make decisions. So, why do they move so slowly? Well, number one, software purchases are risky. A salesperson wants to close the deal yesterday, but the buyer is juggling too many projects, competing solutions, organizational priorities, and a whole host of other things. Unless there's a hard deadline or a major business initiative, software purchases often get pushed to the bottom of the list. The bigger the deal, the slower the evaluation, because switching software isn't just about using a new tool. A major software change often means a shift in architecture, hiring priorities, workflows, even company culture. Software teams think in systems, so replacing or adding key components changes how people approach problem solving on a daily basis. And in many cases, the biggest competitor isn't another vendor, it's DIY. There's almost always someone internally saying, we could just build this ourselves. We don't need vendor lock-in or long-term contracts or dependencies on an external team for fixes. In an era of AI-generated code and rapid prototyping, you're not just competing with other vendors, you're competing with smart teams who believe they can move faster by keeping everything in-house. All right, number two, why things move so slowly. Large companies require months-long PoCs, or proofs of concept. When I was running enterprise software teams, we would spend months testing software in POC environments before committing to a purchase. But we weren't just evaluating one vendor. We were often running parallel POCs with two or more competitors. Everything had to be vetted for compliance, security, extensibility, integration with existing systems. It's complex. And evaluation wasn't just about using the software. Security teams had their own assessments. Procurement needed to ensure compliance. Leadership had to weigh long-term fit. There's always more than you think when it comes to someone just buying your software. And because every deployment is customized, when you're like the bigger the company, the more customization you need. We didn't want much handholding from sales. We needed raw access to documentation, test environments, and real-world performance data. All right, the third reason things are so slow, startups and mid-sized companies, they move faster but still need help. Even in smaller companies, I still relied heavily on POCs, but they were shorter and required more direct support. If the product was easy to integrate, had clear documentation, and plugged into common software stacks, the evaluation process moved, I wouldn't say fast, but fast. But if the product required extensive effort to test it, and it didn't have great onboarding materials or it lacked flexibility, the deal just stalled. So, how do we speed up the evaluation process? Well, the good way to do that is actually with content. The number one way, well, maybe not the number one way, but a good way, the first way to speed it up is with what I call performance marketing. Now, if you know exactly who your buyers are, you can stay top of mind for them with ads and downloadable assets, email campaigns, and targeted content. Your goal should not just be visibility. It's about constantly addressing the pain points they experience every day. So be relevant, be present, and you'll build trust long before they're ready to evaluate solutions. Number two, provide deep, transparent documentation. Technical buyers hate vague marketing fluff. What we need are clear technical answers up front. Give us API documentation and architecture diagrams, integration guides, real-world case studies. If I have to book a demo just to get a basic technical detail, I'm already moving on. Number three, give buyers a no-friction POC environment. Buyers don't want endless sales calls. We want to get our hands on the product. ASAP. Make it easy for us to test sandbox environments with free trials and well-documented POC guides. If I have to talk to sales or an engineer or something before I can even try the product, you're slowing things down. Number 4, help buyers make the internal business case. So let's just say I'm sold on your product. I still have to convince my team, the security team, the procurement team, the leadership team, and probably other lines of business that might be impacted downstream. There's a whole bunch of stuff I have to do. One of the biggest things that I would need to see is case studies from companies like mine that would have successfully adopted your product. Make that easy with ROI calculators, security compliance reports, executive-friendly summaries, and real-world case studies that help me to push the deal forward internally. The more you enable me to be an advocate for your product, the faster things can go. And then number 5, offer flexible, responsive support. If I'm buying your product and I have business critical systems, I need fast 24/7 support. It's non-negotiable. If your product supports customer-facing or revenue-generating functions in my business, buyers will prioritize vendors who can guarantee uptime and provide immediate assistance if and when things go wrong. And we know things will go wrong because if you're an enterprise, you just know something always goes wrong. It's just the way it goes. Okay, so the key takeaways for selling to technical buyers. The best way to speed up technical sales is to align with how technical buyers actually evaluate product. That means providing immediate frictionless access to POCs, offering clear, in-depth documentation without needing a sales call, helping buyers sell the solution internally, ensuring fast, reliable support for critical systems, and using performance marketing to stay top of mind. Cool. All right, in the next video, we will talk about how to build a complete technical buyer persona so you can stop guessing and start creating content that actually converts.